Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today's video is a little different because I'm going to share a little story from the first 2 years that I lived here in Vancouver, and I was making $800 a month as my full-time wage. That's the only money I made. I had saving, a little bit of savings of course, but it was strife to cut into that, and money management, that's basically the video here. Let's get into it. The first thing that I did, I had $3,500 saved up in my bank account before I moved here. I went to the airport 30 minutes before my flight. I thought I would have a place to stay through Skate Homies, but I didn't network properly and didn't have a certain place to stay. Last resort, I emergency called up my aunt, and she said that I could definitely stay with her. And so I was really grateful for that, and it made the transition much more fluid. So I stayed with her for a month, and I just went on my way exploring. The first place I ever went to was Plaza downtown. And mind you, a year before this I went on a trip and I came here for 5 days, my first ever 5 days. So I was kind of piecing together little pieces of nostalgia that I remember from the city. A month in, I used up half of my savings because as an 18-year-old, you're just gonna drop money on food, whatever the hell you want, right? So I get my first job at a grocery store, and mind you, I worked there for about 3 months because I was on probation, and they let me go at that 3-month mark. I wasn't that aggressive with the grocery job requirements. I wasn't really hustling and bustling like crazy, didn't really take it too seriously. Mind you, this was good hours, like 32 hours a week, so I had 3 days off. And that was the best job I had for the next 2 years. And after that I got let go, and I was like, I gotta find a job. I wanna find a more gratifying job. So I found a job at Vans part-time. And it's funny because I got the job with the ruined pair of shoes with holes and shoe glue on it, but the manager believed in my skill set. I'm a skateboarder, I know the Vans shoe very well, and I use them every day. So he was like, boom, hired. Knowing that it's a sales associate job and most of the people there work minimal hours and are students. So I was working 15 hours a week as a full-time liver in Vancouver, and I was satisfied with that because I thought that was rewarding because I could have a lot of time on my hands to go about the city, learn, skate as much as possible, and just be authentic. But little did I know, over the period of the year too, I just didn't have the proper eating habits to sustain my income, and I also wasn't cooking proper meals, and my rent was $500. To give you the bigger picture, $800 a month, 15 hours a week, $500 go to rent. That's already half my money going to rent, and then $240 for groceries. If I don't shop out, which I did, I would go to like thrifty spots like Vietnamese sub, donair spots, pizza slices, and that's the foundation of what I was living off of. And I couldn't even really afford a pair of shoes without digging into my savings because it was more than the extra cash flow I had. So I couldn't even, as a associate at Vans store, I couldn't even afford a pair of 40% discounted shoes, barely. It was like stressing me out. And I'm seeing like non-skateboarders dropping money on like random shoes, and I'm like, damn, I'm like full-time skateboarder, I can't even get this stuff. Like, this is why skateboarders don't buy like dope skate product brands that much, because they can hardly afford it some of the times, but not saying that for everyone. It was just a weird situation in life, like not really taking care of yourself, making too little amount of money and still skating. And it was rather motivating, honestly. It's sad to say, but like on an empty stomach, you're just skating hard as hell, you're a little faded, and you're just ripping, like you're just so motivated because that internal dialogue is negative based off of your hunger, your mental health, and you're just like motivated to get that gratification through skateboarding, push through those barriers and get more tricks, learn more tricks, and it's really gratifying at the end of the day. But it's crazy because you'll just fall back to a slump if you do not get the proper nutrients to like gratify yourself and take care of your mind. And so I was like reliving this frequently. I didn't have a consistent recipe list or readiness to cook meals for myself. So it was quite an inconsistent time in my life, and every day was unknown. I wasn't sure what my routine was. I wasn't sure where I should skate, if I had enough energy to skate, and if I even wanted to go skate or leave my house because I didn't want to spend any money. That is literally the story of making $800 a month and living in Vancouver full time. If you move here and you're able to manage your routine, your recipe lists, and like jot down all the places you spend money, I'm sure you'll be able to like make $800 a month work much better. But I wasn't using the skill sets that I had as effectively as I could have at the time. It's likely that you're not going to choose 15 hours a week to live here full time because you're probably going to want to do a lot of different things And I just wanted to skate and film. That's my whole goal at the time. Now that you know how frugal you can get here, I'm hoping that you have some more hope and inspiration for your own decisions on whether or not to move here or not, because if you're making more than $1,000 a month, you're probably going to do okay. That's the cap for my video, guys. I just wanted to share with you the frugality that I was going through when I first moved here, the decisions I was making, my routine, and my eating habits. So hopefully you gain value and insights in this. Hopefully you are more motivated to make the switch if you're worried about money or not, what to expect when you move here, how should you use your money. I'm confident that you can make it happen. Just take care of yourself, find that routine, find that rhythm, and just show up the way you'd want to. But I wanted to break that down for you because I thought it was a pretty funny part of my life, pretty wild part of my life. The whole mental perspective of how I was viewing my environment, how I was acting out on my environment, and the choices that I was making for income. That's all today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed my talk and the views of this video. But peace, guys. Take care. Adios. I'm out. Yeah.